Swing. Hockey players swing a stick, slap shot. Baseball players swing a bat. Golfers swing a club. But you know something? All of them do it kind of the same. If you look at them closely, all of those categories do it kind of the same. I changed to the system I am going to teach you tonight about 5 years ago. And from my experience and how I was taught and what I had to learn, what I had to relearn and relearn again, if I had been taught by the system we are going to teach tonight, I think I could have gotten to be a good player a whole lot quicker and faster. Because all the errors, all the negative thoughts, all the stuff is not part of this system. Not at all. So we're going to get started, and there's going to be about 5 components when we finish, but there's 2 of them that are absolutely essential, and then we're going to add the 3rd and 4th dimensions. And we're going to use the simulators when we get done. I would like to have you in a big gymnasium so we all could swing at the same time. But here's what we're going to do. In the golf swing, I'm going to come back to the feet. That's our attachment to the ground. I'm going to come back to that. I'm not going to start with it. Our attachment to the club is our hands. And I'm going to come back to that. I'm not going to start with it. We're going to come back to it. There's another element of arms in this swing. I'm going to come back to that. Then there's 2 other parts, and I'm going to start with those parts. An effective, repeating golf swing, all of them have this one part, and that is a body coil. You heard it as a turn. I turn. It's a body coil in one place. I do not turn and move this way. I don't move this way. I don't go down. I don't go up. But as you watch golfers, I go to Braemar and I see 40 people down the line, and I see all 40 of those things. They've all been taught, in my mind, incorrectly. The body coil is basically, I'm here, I'm going to look at that wall. I can put my arms here and look at that wall. All I did was coil. I did not move. I can come back, I can look at this wall. I coiled. So I got here and I got here. I got here and I got here. Keep your head still. My head didn't move, did it? Maybe a little bit. But you heard all that. Those are parts and pieces. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the whole body as though you have no arms. I look at that wall, and I look at this wall. If I put this thing in my hand and swing it, I look at this wall, bang, I look at that wall. And this body coils in one spot. You got it? We're going to practice it tonight. Essential. That gives you a golf pattern. As I hit the ball will stay in a pretty tight pattern. As soon as I move, my pattern becomes wider, wider, this rough, this lake, that woods, and the golf ball starts to go this way. So with the proper body coil in one place, it brings this pattern in, of time stays in front of you. Now, isn't that simple and easy? See, that's why you didn't pay for this, because you're getting cheated. That's so simple and so easy that you say, well, God, I came here to learn that from that guy. That is one of the keys, is a body coil strictly around, just like the top turns, one spot. It has a center, all of our spinal system. Make sense what I'm saying so far? That is so essential and so key in you folks learning a golf swing that will stay with you forever. These little kids, we teach a lot of little kids. As soon as we see the little kids move all over, then they're going to be 20 years old, and they're going to move all over and have a not very good golf. They're going to be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and it ain't going to work. Because this whole center, the center of the whole process breaks down. And we want the center to stay in one place. We're going to work on that. It's going to be so easy for you with the next step that you're going to kind of be dumbfounded. That's how simple this is going to be. Okay. Are we okay with that? With that piece so far? The body coil. It's called the turn. It's called the pivot. It could be called a turn. The pivot is not correct because you have two pivot points in your hips instead of one. This is kind of working off your spine, and it all stays angled, turns and turns. I look at this wall, I look at this wall, and I stay in one place. Okay, we're going to move on. I cannot hit a golf ball with just a body coil. I mean, somehow or another, I got to get this guy involved. So now we're going to get this guy involved. Here's the different approach. I am so convinced that teeing a golf ball this high, I got a long wooden tee, and there sits my ball, way up here. And now I'm going to hit it. You say, oh my God, it's illegal because I think, what is it, a 4-inch tee now? Something like that. But that's where we're going to start. We're going to start way up here. And we're going to do that because this is going to subconsciously clear 100 faults that take place in the golf swing. The lift. Oops. See, the lift.
Just drywall.
Drywall. The indirect swing. Left hand over the right. Elbows out. Matt,
let me re-emphasize what George just said, because it's kind of the theme of the entire thing. He's saying that golf has been kind of incorrectly taught.
I think so. I think so.
So he wants to teach it from here down instead of from there up.
I'm going to teach you from the horizontal to the vertical, and the game has always been taught from the vertical up. That's the Ferris wheel. This is the merry-go-round. We're going to use the merry-go-round. We're going to use the helicopter blade. We're going to use the merry-go-round, and then we're going to bring it down. So we're going to start you folks with a golf ball teed up about the height of my nose. I'm going to get all set to get it. I'm going to use golf fundamentals. We're going to get back to some of this. I'm moving into the key pieces right now. I'm going to hold it right here. Arms together. I'm going to give you a drill when you go home and a key thought. Just one. That's all you're going to get. You're not going to get 100 pieces of this. From here, I'm going to look at this wall. Oh, that was pretty easy. Does that look easy? Then from here, I'm going to look at this wall. My body coiled, my arms went with me, my golf club went with me, and basically, you know, I made a swing, the beginning of the swing. I'm going to take, I hope I got room here to do this, Matt. Oh, well, we can repair the walls. I'm going to grip this short. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to swing this like a baseball pitch is up here. My golf ball is up here. You see that?
That's what he's talking about, with the subconscious being
There's,
out of it.
there's your
Conscious
rotary
mind is
swing.
out of it.
Not thinking about a thing. I'm bringing my golf club back to my backside shoulder, making a coil with it. I'm whipping it around to my target side shoulder, and holy smokes, that's all I'm thinking about doing. I'm just going to whip this thing around my body coil with my arms. I got nothing else to do. My feet are going to touch to the ground. So here I am. Matt, have you got a rubber tee here?
Yeah, I can get something.
Could
sure.
I get one, please?
Yeah.
What do you think? Does that look decent? Looks like a pretty good swing, doesn't it? There's two things happening. One, thank you. One, I'm body coiling in one place, and this club is whirling on the same plane and the same path. That's what makes an effective golf swing. I can't change it. Over the top, under it. I can't change it. It has to be on the same path. That's what this does. And then they say, gee, that ball didn't go very far. It's kind of a baseball swing, the golf fundamentals. I hit it to the second baseman. Well, then I would say, I tell my grandson this, well, hit it to the outfield then. Oh, okay. So then he takes it and goes, whoo, that was a little more swing. That had a chance to go to the outfield. I said, that's not far enough. Hit the dumb thing out of the park. Okay? That's really all you have to do. And this body will coil in one place, the golf swing will stay on path and work right around. Well, we can't go out and tee the golf ball up here. That doesn't work. We know that. So we do step two. Now I hit a golf ball that is waist high. So I come right here. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like golf. I'm not up here. I start you up here. Now we're at the waist. I face this wall, whirl it around, face that wall. I go shoulder to shoulder. Hey, that's starting to look a little bit like a golf swing. But I've got the full swing. And I'm not working on parts and pieces. I'm working on the entire one move. Time out. Think. Make sense? It's a swing. It's a whirl of this thing. If I whirl it like this, where's the ball going to go? About right there. I got to get after this thing. I flat got to get after it. If I'm going to hit it out there. I've coached just by a luxury meeting up with the ranked kids. I've coached Minnesota State championship teams in high school in both boys and girls. I've had lots of girls that can hit a golf ball 220, 225, almost 230 yards. You can't do it this way. You've got to do it that way. And if your body, coil, and center stays in one place, you can do it. If your body moves all over, you can't. So this coil is important. Arm swing to here. Now let's continue. We aren't done yet, but we're getting there. Little time out. Think. Some of you folks just came in. Welcome. Make sense what I'm talking about? You see why I am self-proclaimed the best golf instructor in the world. It's a bunch of bull. But we're on to something. And Matt and I may move on and try to transform the whole industry. Okay. I started here. This does not look much like a golf swing. It looks like a baseball swing or high sticking in hockey. Now I'm coming to here. That was pretty good. Now I'm going to make my next move, and I'm going to go to knee level. Now I'm going to go to here. This is like the low pitch in baseball. So I'm right here. I'm going to coil to my right shoulder. I'm going to look at that wall. I'm going to whip this club over my target shoulder, look at that wall with my coil, and I'm about here. Hey, this is starting to look like a golf swing. This club moves on a consistent path every time. I'm not lifting it. I'm not indirect. I'm not out. I'm just going around. Time out. Think about that for a minute. I think it makes sense. My arms are connected. So it all has to stay in one piece, and it has to work. Now, not done yet. I haven't even got close to the ground yet. I'm right here. Now my next move is to come down to the ankles. About this high. Hey, I'm getting pretty close. Now it's starting to look more like a golf swing. But I'm going to make this same swing that I made here. Now I'm going to make it with the golf club this high above the ground. Oh, pretty good. Geez, I even like that swing. Maybe I'll hold place on first. Maybe I can do something. Make sense? Now, we're kind of getting to the crux of the matter. I still haven't got down to the ball. I whiffed everything so far. Now this guy's going to come into play. I haven't got a ball yet. Could you do me a favor, sir, behind you in that little bucket? Could you bring me one ball, please? I'm not going to get it. I won't hit you anyway.
I'm glad I'm on this side.
I'm glad you're over there. Well, I can play backward. Okay. Now, we got the big driver in our hand, and we've come all the way from here to here to here to our ankles. Now we're going to go to this thing. And my goal is to make the same rotary swing, and I add a thought process: clip the tee. Well, you know what that means. I have to hit that. So I get up on it here. I get ready. Now I've come down to the ground. And I make the same rotary swing, same coil, same arm swing around the coil, and I clip the tee. We're all going to do that in the base. Yes, Mr. Max.
You said that we're going to leave here tonight with one thought. Was that it? Flip the tee?
I lied.
I can remember that one. Flip the tee.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Let's remember that one for tonight. But we'll call that our one thought, and then we're also going to leave with two keys, swing keys. I lied a little bit. I said only one. There is really only one.